As soon as my channel makes a good amount of money, we're getting a nice lightweight aluminum trailer with nice lightweight ramps. So tomorrow I gotta take the old Wolverine back to the dealership. I know I've showed this on Facebook. I don't know if I've shown you guys what's actually going on. But, I mean, it's nothing major with the Wolverine. The dash is a little bit messed up here. I'll show you what's going on. Oh, and of course it rained, and my seats are soaked. If you guys look, see how well this will show up on display on the screen. I don't know if it's going to show up here, but you can see here how one of the fuel gauge bars is grayed out. If I turn this to clock, you guys can see how some of the numbers are grayed out there. And I don't have the temperature up. You can still see the temperature sign. If I lock it into four-wheel drive, you see you can barely see the four-wheel drive indicator light. So tomorrow I'm going to be heading back to the dealer. They're going to throw in a new display for me. I think they said it takes like 12 minutes and it's super easy. Now I'd swap it out myself because it's super easy to do. But Yamaha, because it is a warranty claim, they will not honor the warranty unless it is one of their quote-unquote techs that do it. So I got to run 2.5 hours to the dealer to have the display gauge installed, which is a 12-minute job. So anyway, that's what it is. The problem is, though, my truck is still in the carport waiting for work to be done. I don't know if you guys will have seen the video of that by now. You may not, depending on the order I edit it. But if I haven't got that video up yet, I had to replace the hydro booster, the master cylinder. Once I got that replaced and actually had good pressure to my brakes, once again I blew out a couple rusty brake lines. So now I'm waiting for the brake lines to get here. But they will be here in time. So I'm going to have to borrow the father-in-law's Super Duty and haul that guy down there. So today, since I work evening shift, I'm going to go ahead this morning, get the Wolverine loaded onto the trailer hooked up to the truck. So tomorrow I can get up and just head for Miller's. I think we're going to have to clean up the trailer a little bit, and we got a tractor bucket in the way we're going to have to move, huh, Torin? Yeah. You want to lift that bucket and move it out of the way for me? Yeah. Can you lift it? No. No, it's too heavy? Okay, we'll have to get the skid steer, huh? Yeah. Okay. Watch out, bud. Alright, so the Super Duty's in the barn.
Oh, makeshift door.
Shoot. Let's go get my ball hitch, bud, before we backpack the truck out. What do you think? Yeah. Oh. Squeaky. So Pap has his hitch receiver bolted right fast, huh? We'll have to see if we can find a wrench.
Yeah, a big wrench.
A big wrench.
Like in the basement.
In the basement?
Yeah.
Think there's one in the basement?
Yeah.
We'll have to go look, huh?
Yeah, let's do that.
Ooh, we need to tighten up your you're about ready to lose your hitch, Martin. Your bolts are about ready to fall out.
Let me take a look at it. Yeah.
Yeah, this is
Oh,
your
dear.
bolts are about ready to fall off.
Oh.
Those are probably what, 9/16? that probably would have made for an exciting video. We cruising down the interstate at 60, 65 miles an hour and have my hitch mount fall off of the truck. Good thing I have the X4 insured. Yeah, that good old standard transmission. You don't see too many of these anymore, do you? Ooh, I'm gonna have to dust in here a little bit too, I think. Alright guys, we got the Wolverine all loaded up. Real quick here, I want to show you where I put my straps to strap this guy down. I know I've seen, you know, on a lot of the Facebook groups, people's always asking, what's the best way to strap down your machine, whether it's a Wolverine or Pioneer or whatever. So for my Wolverine, here's what I do. The main thing to keep in mind is you want to keep your straps away from sharp or jagged points. And I found in the times I've towed this guy, is I actually like to take my strap and actually wrap it around this frame member here and here on the back, one on each side. And then you guys, you always want to crank these down tight enough that you squat your suspension, because you don't want this thing to be able to bounce around. If it can bounce around and flex and the suspension can work, then that'll give you enough slack in your straps that the hooks can come off. So don't be afraid to crank them down to draw your suspension down, and that'll make sure she's in good and tight and can't bounce around as easy. So again, here in the back, you can see I just go right around that main frame member here. It goes across the back. And in the front, what I like to do is I just run a single strap from one side through my brush guard here, because it's good and solid. It's got several anchor points on there. I run it through and then down the other side. And again, crank her down tight enough that you squat the suspension, and then it won't have a lot of bounce and your straps are less likely to come loose that way. Another nice thing with using the push bar here in the front is it's nice and got nice smooth edges. It's not going to fray your strap and cause it to break as you're going down the road 60, 65 miles an hour. So she's all loaded up, ready to go. Tomorrow we'll head back to Miller's, get our display swapped out, and we'll be good to go for years and years of enjoyment. So see you in the morning. Well, we're on the road. And now it's just a 2.5 hour drive in my father-in-law's Super Duty on the interstate without cruise control. Oh well. At least I got a manual transmission. I can bang out gears manually. It's been a while since I've got to do that. Since my old Power Stroke. I used to have a 7.3 Power Stroke with the ZF6 6-speed manual. That's a pretty good old truck. This kind of makes me feel like I'm back in that. Why do I always get stuck behind slow traffic? But at least the scenery is quite lovely. Woo! Interstate! Faster speeds! Yay! And this is where the boredom sets in. Driving by myself down the interstate, hearing the hum of the wheel. Alright guys, we're here, we got her in the shop now. Basically, you should never have to swap out your gauge. I mean, I got kind of just one of those ones where there's just something a little glitchy in there. But I do know there's you guys out there that you like to get in the water, you like to get in the mud, and chances are down the line, if you're doing that, you may have to switch out your gauge. But, I mean, it's fairly easy. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 4mm Allens here. We got 1, 2, 3, 4 10mm, and I'm going to let the tech get into this, and then I'll show you all the more there is. I think there's only 2 or 4 screws that holds the gauge on there. Alright, he's got the dash, or the firewall part here, and then you can see all there is in here to remove your gauge is then 3 Phillips head, and the plug is in the back here. Once he pulls that out, he'll probably be able to get to it. Or from back here, either one, and then that's all there is to the gauge, guys. Alright guys, we're all done. That literally took only 12-15 minutes, and that was because I was in the way, slowing them down. But we're all loaded back up. We're gonna head for home, unload, and I think it's about time we do a little more riding. guys ever have that where you're driving along and you just kind of snap out of a daze and you don't remember driving the last several miles? Yeah, I just kind of went through that. Go back there. Ooh, new trucks. I probably shouldn't be looking with the way mine's been acting up. This is pretty close to home. A little too tempting. Oh, finally made it home. I tell you what, I'd much rather have spent the day riding the Wolverine than hauling the Wolverine, but sometimes things like that happen. You can't control every situation. And now we got a fully functional and working display gauge in it. And once again, just want to thank Miller's Power Sports and all the guys there. Their service, their sales are top-notch guys. You guys are handy their power sports shop and are in the market for a new Yamaha or Polaris, then I suggest you guys drop by. I'll leave a link to their website below so you guys can see where they're located at. So thanks for watching, guys, and until next time, keep on riding. Ramp. Oh, pin. Bum shot.
I was trying to not get your bum in the shot.
I wasn't helping by sticking away up there. Yeah.
No, you weren't. At least there wasn't a crack associated with the bum shot.
Need to get my throttle cable adjusted. I got like the whole 2 inches of play in the pedal.
How's the display look?
Everything's nice. Look, I bring up the clock and you can't see the temperature gauge. My 4-wheel drive indicator is nice and bright.
Yeah, the fuel bars are
Fuel bars are nice.
and the speed too.
So we're good. Yeah, all the half these numbers didn't work on the other one, so.
Alright.
We're good. Kyla, did you miss Daddy today? I can tell you're deeply moved to have me home.
Right now she's Kyla Kangaroo.